Two British expats, same Bangkok condo building, same retirement extension. Both completely legal. Valid visa, 800,000 baht in the bank, current insurance. One spent 15 minutes online and paid nothing. The other spent an afternoon at immigration and paid 2,000 baht in late fines. The only difference between them wasn't money, wasn't status, wasn't even intention. It was knowing that 90-day address reporting is mandatory, and that optional is the word that quietly costs expats every single year. This is the TM47. It is not your visa renewal. It is not your TM30. It is not a border run. It is a completely standalone legal obligation under Section 37(5) of Thailand's Immigration Act, and in 2026, the entire filing process has changed in a way that makes everything you learned before potentially obsolete. Here's the number that matters: 5,000 baht. That is the maximum fine a Thai immigration officer can issue on the spot if they find you in violation, during a residential check, a checkpoint, anywhere, before you filed. You don't need an expired visa for that to happen. You just need to have missed your 90-day window while your otherwise valid, fully legal retirement extension sits in your passport. The self-reported version, where you walk in and admit you're late, costs 2,000 baht. Still a fine, still logged. But the fine is not the real cost. The real cost is what gets written into your immigration record permanently. Every missed report, every late filing, every 2,000 or 5,000 baht penalty. It's there in the system. And it follows you to every future annual visa extension application you make in Thailand. An immigration officer reviewing your file sees the pattern. That scrutiny compounds. For a retiree planning to stay in Thailand for the next decade, that's a risk worth taking seriously. If you're on a retirement extension, a marriage extension, a business visa, or an education visa, and you've been in Thailand for 90 consecutive days without exiting, you are legally required to file, right now. The question this video answers is exactly how to do it correctly in 2026, and the one structural change that invalidates the old process entirely. The 90-day address report has existed in Thai law since 1979. Most long-stay expats encounter it for the first time when an immigration officer at their annual extension appointment asks why they haven't filed. By then, the record already shows the gap. Here's what it actually is. Under Section 37(5) of the Immigration Act, any foreign national holding a non-immigrant visa or any extension of stay who remains in Thailand for 90 or more consecutive days must notify immigration of their current address. That's it. It's not a visa check. It's not a financial review. It's address notification. The government wants to know where you live every 90 days, as long as you're here. It applies to retirement extensions, marriage extensions, business visas, education visas. The LTR visa, Thailand's long-term resident visa, carries some ambiguity in current Immigration Bureau guidance. So if you hold one, confirm your specific obligation directly with the BOI or your immigration attorney before assuming you're exempt. What does not reset the 90-day clock? Annual visa extensions, TM30 filings, paying your condo fees. None of that. The only thing that resets your 90-day counter to day one is physically exiting Thailand and re-entering. A single night in Phuket, a weekend in Singapore, a flight home for Christmas. The clock starts over from the day you land back in Bangkok. Now, the 2026 change. And this is the part that has made an enormous number of long-stay expats unknowingly file incorrectly, or fail to file at all. For decades, the process was linked to your paper TM6, the International Arrival Card you filled out on the plane and handed to immigration when you landed. That card was the anchor connecting your arrival to your 90-day reporting obligation. In 2026, the paper TM6 is officially abolished. It no longer exists. In its place, the Thailand Digital Arrival Card, the TDAC. You register it online at tdac.immigration.go.th before you arrive in Thailand, and it generates a 10-digit reference number. That 10-digit TDAC reference number is now required for every online TM47 submission. Without it, the online system will not process your filing. If you arrived in Thailand after the TDAC rollout and didn't register one, or didn't know you needed to, your online filing path is blocked until you resolve it. In that case, you file in person at your local immigration office instead. Bring your passport and evidence of your current address and sort out your TDAC registration for future entries. The online portal itself, immigration.go.th, remains the same. You log in, select Notification of Staying Over 90 Days, enter your passport details and TDAC reference number, confirm your current address, and submit. The system generates a receipt with your next deadline. Keep it. Screenshot it. That receipt is your proof of compliance. The filing window is exactly 22 days wide. You can submit as early as 15 days before your 90-day deadline and as late as 7 days after, though anything past the deadline triggers the 2,000 baht late fine automatically. File within that 15-day early window and you pay nothing. The system calculates your next deadline from the date of your most recent entry into Thailand, not from when you last filed. Here's what smart expats in Thailand actually do. They set a calendar reminder 20 days before their 90-day deadline, giving themselves a 5-day buffer before the earliest filing date opens so they don't forget. They registered a TDAC before their most recent entry. They file online in 15 minutes, save the receipt as a PDF, and move on. That's it. That's the entire compliance requirement. If online filing isn't working, system down, TDAC issue, technical error, you have two fallbacks. In person at your local immigration office. Bring your passport, a copy of your TM30 or proof of address, and the TM47 form. Or by registered mail. The postmark date counts as the filing date, so mail it before the deadline and keep the tracking receipt. The expat in that Bangkok condo building who paid 2,000 baht in late fines didn't lose his visa that day. He's fine. But when he goes back next year to renew his retirement extension, the immigration officer pulls up his file and sees a pattern of missed reports. That changes the tone of the conversation. In Thailand's immigration system, discretion matters, and a clean compliance record is worth far more than the 2,000 baht you saved by not filing on time. The compliance requirement itself is genuinely simple. 15 minutes online every 90 days. Free of charge if you file on time. What makes it costly is invisibility. Nobody tells you at the airport. Nobody sends a reminder. And the penalty doesn't appear until the moment it's most inconvenient. One thing to take away from this. Open your passport right now and find your most recent Thailand entry stamp. Count 90 days forward. That is your reporting deadline. Set a calendar alert for day 70, 20 days before the deadline, giving you the full early filing window to work with. If you've already missed it, go to your local immigration office, file in person, pay the 2,000 baht, and reset the clock cleanly. A late filing with a fine is better than no filing at all. Register your TDAC before you next enter Thailand at tdac.immigration.go.th. That 10-digit reference number is now the key that makes the entire online system work. For the complete step-by-step TM47 filing walkthrough, TDAC registration guide, and updates as Thailand's immigration system continues to evolve in 2026, subscribe to the Bangkok Brief newsletter at thebangkokbrief.com or subscribe to this channel so you don't miss what's next.